Herbs are a great way to enhance your everyday meal. They can add new flavors and colors to common foods. Freezing and drying herbs when they are plentiful allows you to use them all year round. Hi everyone, welcome back to Living a Balanced Life with Julio. On today's episode, I'm going to show you how to freeze your herbs that you can have all year round for your cooking, and also talk about the benefit of these herbs, the reason why you should include them in your cooking. If you're interested, please stay with me.
Exclusive.
I had the pleasure of planting my own herbal garden this summer. Thanks to COVID, we had a lot of time on our hand to do some planting. So what you're seeing here is my edible arrangement that I made during the summer. So because I had so much herbs, I had so much mint, I decided that before I preserve them or keep them for later use, I might as well use it now while it's fresh and it's good scent and can freshen up the house. So I picked up the mint, put them in a vase, and then arrange it nicely, and it sits on my kitchen counter. And this freshens the whole kitchen. Is the mint smell is all over the kitchen. I use some and put them in little jars and keep them in the bathroom. It keeps the whole bathroom fresh and smell like mint. It's a good way for you to use up your herbs. And then when it's done, or when they start to dry up, that's when you can use them, crumble them, put them in a jar, and then you can use it for cooking. So that's one way you can preserve herbs during the summer. So dry them if you have plenty of them, dry them and then crumble them, put them in a jar, and then you can use it for cooking. Or you can freshen your bathroom with it, you can freshen different parts of the house with it. You can add other herbs like rosemary, oregano, and make a big arrangement of all the different scents of herbs that you like, and then you can make arrangement. And when it dries up, it's ready to be put into jars that you can use for cooking. So this is one way of freshen your home up and then using the herbs, especially during the prime time when you have lots and lots and lots of herbs. But of course, herbs don't last all year round, especially for us that live in countries where the weather changes and it gets really cold during the fall and winter months. Herbs die up. So ways that you can preserve the herbs that if you have is to cut them. You can hang them to dry. If you like to package each herb individually, because you don't cook with multiple herbs all at once, you can do what I do. You bunch them and then you dry them up, and then you can crumble each herb into its jar, and then you can label it for cooking. Or you can also, another way of doing it is fresh freeze them, or you can chop them up and freeze them in oil and in ice tray. And this way you have the herbs ready to use all year round, and it keeps the potency and it keeps it fresh, and you're able to use it, because usually during winter months we don't get that much fresh herbs, and if you do get them, they're quite expensive. What you're seeing is my beautiful garden that I grew over my deck. So I had rosemary in there, I had basil, different types of basils, I had oregano, I had chives, pepper, because I love hot pepper, so peppers were in there, habanero pepper were in there, I had dill, I had sage. All of those were in my garden, and I have mint. Mint grows quite widely. I had it on the side of the fence by itself because I had plenty of them. So this was my beautiful herb garden that turned out to be really, really well. Most of these herbs are perennial. That means next year they will come back. Of course, the peppers and things, you have to plant them again. But some of the herbs like the mint and basil and some of the oregano do come back because they're perennial. So it's a good way to spice up your home, make your backyard look beautiful. And it's good for you to cook with these fresh herbs. It's better to cook with herbs and spices like these, because then it prevents you from buying the store-bought stuff, which usually has a lot of salt in them, and when you cook in them, it can cause, if you're someone that suffers from high blood pressure, it can cause your pressure to go high, and it's not good for your health, right? So if you can cook with fresh herb, it's better for you, and you can grow them, and it makes you feel good because it's something that you're growing and taking care of, so it makes you feel good about taking care of your herbs. So look how beautiful my herbs look. So let's get into the benefits of some of these herbs. So herbs can pack in just as much nutrients as vegetables, just like the green leafy vegetables. Fresh herbs contain large amounts of vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin K, and many herbs plants also contain polyphenol. And polyphenol are plant compounds that have both antioxidant and anti-inflammatory capabilities. So it's good for you for those that suffer from all kinds of, let's say, joint pains, fibromyalgia, arthritis. Having these kind of cooking with these herbs can help with inflammation and keep you strong all year round. Planting sage is very easy, and sage is a great herb because it helps improve brain function and memory. So anyone that suffers from Alzheimer's disease or forgetfulness, including in cooking sage, cooking with sage is a good way to not only make your food taste good but help you as well. Current research indicates that sage may be able to improve brain function and memory, especially in people with Alzheimer's disease. Mint is another powerful herb that you can introduce into your diet. If you're someone that does not cook mint, that's one thing that you should start to do, because mint relieves pain that's associated with irritable bowel syndrome, and it can reduce nausea. Right? The oil from the mint contains the agent responsible for its health benefits. So it appears that it works by relaxing the smooth muscle in your colon, which then will relieve pain experienced during bowel movement for those that suffer from irritable bowel syndrome. It also helps to reduce abdominal bloating, which is in common people with digestive problems. There are also some studies showing that mint is incredible for fighting nausea, right? So if you don't use mint, this is a good way to use it, because even using mint as aromatherapy, just the smell of it can help reduce nausea. So mint can help you. The natural oil in mint provides pain relief for those with IBS, and it also has potent anti-nausea effect when used in aromatherapy. So this is a good way, and this is why I freshen my house with mint, because it just smells good and it makes you feel good as well, right? So let's get back to preserving our herbs. So you can wash it, chop it up, put them in little ice cubes, and put olive oil or any oil that you like on it to freeze it. You can also do it with the loose leaves like I'm doing here, where you leave them dry and then you pack them into little Ziploc bag, tag them, and put them in the freezer. And this way you can use them all year round. So what you do is you leave your mixed herbs. So I have basil, mint, I have sage, I have dill, all of the mints that were in my mint garden. I picked them, put them together, left them to dry, and then package them. And then when you freeze them, the ones that are showing here, it's the ones that's ready to go in the freezer. And then when you freeze them and you take them out of the freezer, they actually look just as fresh. Just add them to spice up your food the same way you like to. So the same thing you do with herbs, you can do with vegetables too. So if you can grow your vegetables, that's another way you can preserve them, like I did with my habanero peppers. You can preserve them the same way. You clean them and then you freeze them, and you can use it all year round. And also, if things are on sale, for example, during the summer months, we do, and into fall, we do get a lot of things on sale. So a lot of berries goes on sale, a lot of fruit goes on sale. So I make smoothies with my kids. So if you buy the berries, you can wash them up and then freeze them in bags. And this way you can you'll be able to use it all year round. And it's reasonable too, right? Because you're buying them while they're on sale. So that's another way you can preserve your fruit and vegetable. So always buy things when they're in sale, when they're in bulk, wash them up, freeze them, and then you can use them all year round. If you live in a place where you don't have that much space, you can use little flower pots and grow your herbs and vegetables, and it just makes you feel good that you're taking care of a living thing. So another way of preserving some of these is, of course, like we're talking about, freezing them. So if you go grocery shopping and there's things on sale, what you could do is you can purchase some, and then especially with the vegetables, because we don't get fresh vegetables all year round, so you can purchase them when they're in season. You can cut them up, clean them, cut them up, and then freeze them in bags, and that way they're ready to go. So that's another good way to prepare, to help reduce your prep time. So when things are in season, like tomatoes, jalapeno pepper, all the different kinds of bell peppers like red pepper, green pepper, yellow, orange, you pick them up, clean them, and then cut them up the sizes that you're going to use them for your soup or stew. Freeze them, and this way you have them already clean and prepared, and it saves you money when they're not in season because they're much more expensive that way. So that's the tips for you. So until next time, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.
Exclusive.